Right, so I decided that I want to add the rest of geometry on the intersection. So you see it, what it looks like when it's almost done. So let's do that. I'm just gonna create a copy of the file that I created yesterday, and just so I have a backup file in case something goes wrong, like Blender crashing and corrupting the file. I have a copy of what happened. So this is pretty much where we left off on the last tutorial. And the first thing I want to do is delete the collisions and reduce the hierarchy to minimum. So now I only have those. Next thing I want to do is to separate half of the geometry from the other half. That because I can just model or add the details on the half and then mirror it and have the same amount of detail on the other half. So pretty much a time saving technique. So I'm gonna do a plane. I'm just gonna resize it like 400, and then I'm gonna rotate it on Y about -90, and then 45 degrees on Z. Like that. And I'm gonna select the double check that's actually going on in here. Apply mass cursor and apply mass cursor. Hopefully, if I've done everything right as in symmetry, I'm gonna have two perfect halves in here. All right, so select the intersection itself, then add which one we're gonna be using. Boolean, right? And then we're gonna pick the plane to cut, and we have the other half. We're done with the plane. We have the half as we needed. Double checking that's actually what's going on. So if I take this half right here and I mirror it, duplicate, rotate Z, you will see that's right there. What I needed to, what I wanted to have. Of course, this is where the split is. I'm gonna have to add, the moment I'm done modeling one half, I'm gonna be welding the mesh again. So, but we're not there yet. So let's go back to this, and I'm gonna start adding details. If you remember, let me see if I still have that stuff in here. I do. So the bus, we're still going to be using the bus to tell us what's going on, how much, how thick the walls going to be right here. Probably half a meter or something like that. So, but let me change the origin for the bus. About here. And snap it right above the ground, like half a meter. And now we know exactly if the walls are too thick for the bus to be in there or not. So I'm gonna take the intersection, enter edit modes, select all the edges, G amount, select similar amount of faces around the edge. That will give me, so I have to deselect the ends of the mesh because I don't want to extrude that. This, like that. Oh, you fuck. Although it would be quite easy to remove the extrudes, the mesh that is resulted from extruding that, if that happens by accident. So we kind of good in here. Let's go back to the bus. And with those meshes, those edges selected, press E and Z to extrude on the Z axis. And we're gonna go 0.5, which is gonna be half a meter. Maybe even more. Half a meter doesn't look quite as thick as like a real world highway or freeway, whatever you want to call it. I think this is acceptable right here, as in thickness. And I'm gonna do G number 3 to select faces. Perimeter. So we select everything that's similar, that face, and do just a little bit of cleanup. Face. That's good. Delete face. Yeah, I think this is where I want to be. Got some extra stuff in here. Let's fix that before we go deeper into this. Number 3. How many faces we have selected in here? 5. That's an odd number. Oh, because we got this one in here. So we got 4. So this one is good and the other one wasn't. Okay. Face. Number 2, select the face. I'm trying to fix the mistakes, because down the road is gonna just give me a headache. And number 2, dissolve if I can. No. So gotta merge. This one is fucked up too. like that. Everything else looks clean. I think I want to remove the median in here, the median indicator. So let's go back to welds. And that is being cleaned up. Like that. What else I want to do in here before I start merging, creating the I think we're good. So let's start creating the filling up the mesh, right? Because that's what we got to do. Look, make it look real. So apply. All right, so let's do this. Number 2, edge F to fill. Go all the way to the end, F to fill. Then select everything around, Alt G, Alt F to fill and triangulate. And we're gonna keep going this way. F to fill, I'm gonna fill this area. So this one created faces in here. Number 3. I'm gonna take care of that real fast. Face. Number 2. Number 2, F to fill. F to fill. Then we have this area in here. Alt F. And keep going over here. F. Alt F. Boom, boom, boom. Like that. F. Alt F. F. Now, if let me not do Alt F so you know exactly what's going on. Why do I have to do that? Why do I have to triangulate the face, right? So if I don't triangulate the face, this is a bad area. Hold on. Bad area, which means you're not going to be seeing the effect of not me doing that. So if I don't triangulate the face, this is what it looks like. That means I have no detail in here where these segments are. And if I want to duplicate this one to make it like a modular system where I want to detach the stuff, it's going to be very hard for me to make use of the geometry that I already have in the game. Plus, if the mesh it's twisted right now, it's perfectly planar, right? It's straight in that sense. I mean, the normals are more or less straight, but it will if this thing will be rotated, let's say on the y, if I have to, and it's going to be proportional, like for some reason I want to do that, uh, you see the effect in here. So that's why I have to triangulate, because the top faces is going to protrude through the mesh. But if I triangulate it, I'm not going to have that problem. So Alt F. To exemplify one more time, so I'm going to rotate it on Y. I'm going to do proportional. Let's see how the top mesh doesn't protrude through the bottom one, because it's triangulated. Um, so yeah, knowing when to triangulate the mesh is very important. F. This is too much. I'm gonna go here and here, and then here and here. We got extra stuff going on in here. Then I'm gonna take this edge and this edge, then this and this. This and this. The end. And triangulate. Then this one. Then this one. Like that. This and this. And triangulate. Okay, so this one goes which way? Number 2 going with that one. Right? No. This one. No. I didn't delete, I just hit it so I can tell which one I'm selecting. Then this. And then this. And stop right here. Alt F. Oh, come on, music. My microphone is already buzzing. Make it worse. Alt F. F. Alt F. F, Alt F. Alt F. Alt F. Almost done in here. Why am I doing that in reverse? Alt F. Sweet. So this is what half of the intersection looks like when we got the stuff with walls. I mean with normals, or what was the word I'm looking for? Watertight? Not watertight. There's a term. Uh, but yeah, right now the only thing that's exposed in that sense does not merge is where the mesh is going to meet the moment I duplicate this one and rotate it. I think this one is safe to also cap. Um, yeah, that's it. This is the only exposed, and the other end. The only thing that's exposed in that sense. So what we got to do now quantify the mesh, so I still have the segments exactly the way I want them, and separate everything if I need to. This is extra stuff that I do not want just yet. Because the moment I'm not done adding details, just to be clear. The moment I add more details, the poly count is probably double, triple the triangle count, and I need it as low poly as possible without completely destroying the topology. So I'm cleaning up just in case I'm reaching the limit allowed, and the moment I have details, it's going to be a lot harder to clean it up. So I'm just like preemptively, making it easy on myself later if I have to do that kind of stuff. All right, let's make it look uniform in here. Should I put the UV maps or should I just render solid? UV editor, UV reset, cube A. I think this is acceptable. Like that. Okay, just so you, just for now, just so you know exactly what this is gonna be like that. And I saved myself a lot of time from doing it on this side too. So basically, if you know how, I mean, if you have a decent topology on your mesh and the environment allows for symmetry, like right here on this example, because sometimes in the real world this never happens, right? Uh, you will always, because it's going to be so expensive to carve the terrain in real world. I'm talking, it's going to be so expensive to carve the terrain to make it everything flat. It's not going to be worth it creating this kind of intersection. So this never happens, never ever happens. This is just a computer generated piece of geometry, which was going to look weird in the game. Even in game, it's going so unless you add some variations, as in ups and down and all that kind of stuff. But for this example, that will do. But usually this never happens. It's going to be very hard to actually do it. And Control J, you may have to do something like that, right? You may have to select random faces. And start moving them up and down, like G, Z. So I'm gonna do 2 meters, and then proportional, and then it's gonna look uneven because you don't want that kind of perfect symmetry on your mesh. So that's how would you do it if you want to make it look a bit more organic, a bit more realistic. The same way you can just select faces from on the lateral, on the side of the mesh, and just move it to the left, to the right. It kind of destroy it, the symmetry of it. So let's go back to this. I'm going to be adding some concrete, what do you call, uh, protective concrete walls in here. It's not going to be tall, it's going to be like half a meter, because if you make it any taller, then you have to add details. And the best way to add details is not to carve the main mesh, uh, but to add smaller instanced meshes that will also be make it easier to add realism to it. What I mean by that is if you want to add like a metal barrier in here, it's going to be a whole lot easier not to carve it straight into the main mesh, but carve one chunk of the metal barrier and then duplicate instance that and keep going on the Y map. Instance it that way instead of creating additional geometry on the main mesh. So we're going to do some minimal thing in here. Number 2, G around the edge. So this is not it. This is also telling us that the mesh is fucked up in here. Let's try that again. All right, so we're gonna do this way. We're gonna select everything around as much as we can. But only the top side meshes or edges if you want. We are not creating the concrete barrier at the bottom, just at the top. And it will make sense in just a second. Let me select the stuff first. We pretty close to have everything selected. All right, this is going to be obvious the moment if I forgot anything if I forgot to select anything, it's going to be kind of obvious. The area that are missing selections. All right, so edge edge slide. No, offset edge slide. And we're gonna do, hopefully Blender is not gonna crap on us. I'm gonna do 0.5. And we're gonna do even. Just double checking that. Okay, so we're gonna go with this. And then we're gonna be, let's fix, I see some stuff in here I don't like. So we're gonna be fixing this a little bit so the concrete barrier looks good. So it's gonna be J. Number 2. Like that. This looks okay-ish. Double check those. Yeah, this looks ugly. Beautify it a little bit. Like so. And we gotta check two more. And the last one. Something like this. Now we're gonna do the barrier. Something like that. Keep selecting, add everything. So we extrude everything evenly across the mesh. And as I said that, I feel bad about saying that because this is not realistic in that sense. It never really is that all that mathematical perfection of a 3D program creating those things in real world. Oh, this is pretty fucked up, but we can fix that. Oh, you fuck. We can fix that the moment after we extrude. Blender. Don't fuck with me. Yeah, this one is also fucked up. So we got at least 2 areas, 3, 4 to touch up. I'm not gonna do it right now because if I select another face or vertex, it's gonna destroy my selection. So this, and I don't wanna do the selection once more. So that's good, good, good. Okay, so this is all fucked up. We gotta touch up the mesh in here once more. A little later. No rush. And we almost done. So that's gonna be 0.7. And if I put the bus next to it, you will see how much space it is. Basically, you're going to be able to jump over it. Or if you have enough speed, you may actually make it with the car over it. But again, the purpose is the reason I'm doing this is so I avoid adding too much geometry. Because if I want to stop vehicles from jumping off in case of accident or whatever, I'm just gonna add fences. Fences that's gonna be instanced, and in the GPU is gonna take a lot less memory. So that's pretty much what I'm trying to do. G area. Gotta clean up. This. and fix the mess a little bit in here. Something like that. All right, all right. Now, some of you more experienced modeler, you will understand that there is no point for this geometry to be in here because it doesn't participate in the overall topology as in define a shape. It's just extra stuff. So right now at close to 10,000, and the moment I clean this up, it's going to drop significantly. But that came from creating the concrete border. So we're at 6,000, close to 7,000. So we dropped more than 2,000 triangles by just recognizing that we have geometry that doesn't need to be there. And this looks kind of fancy, looks nice. Maybe I want to raise this one like that. Maybe not. So let's clean out this bit. It's going to be on this side too. I'm pretty happy. What I maybe want to do is add another cut because this looks kind of realistic. Add another cut and let me do it so I can actually see what I mean. Kind of create a little bit of profile. Structurally speaking, this add a lot more stiffness to the whole thing, but I don't think I have that much space to play with. So maybe this will be a better approach to it where I don't have to like so. I don't know. Where are we? Where are we? So it's not bad. We're still good on the triangle count. Remember that we have to duplicate this one and also have embedded collisions into it. So that's gonna take us very close to the limits, what's acceptable in the game. But I think this is it. That's I don't think I want to add any more detail on this particular mesh. This will do. Did you see how I selected that from far there? I'm so good. I'm so good at this shit. Alright. One other thing you can possibly do to improve this stuff is, for example, you have those edges in here. You can size on Y and then 0 and straighten it if you have a particular reason to do that. So that's one other thing that can be done as in optimization. SY 0 enter, because GPUs really like straight lines. They don't like I mean, it's not about liking, it's about why waste computing power on calculating the deviation when you can just have a straight line. That's the kind of optimization I'm talking about. I think I have merged the wrong meshes in here. I don't know. Not the meshes, but the faces. Okay, so we solved that issue. Let's double check that we don't have the same issue on the other side. And we do not. This is fucking good. I like it. Alright, so let's add a different texture for the add two colors, right? Is pretty much what I'm trying to do. And shader, dark. Let's see, how do I do this? It's gonna be it's gonna be weird. So I'm still selecting everything, thinking about doing another inset. I'm scared of having to go back to removing it because we're gonna go over the limits that's allowed in the game, and that would just be a waste of time. Usually I don't care in the sense that if I have to do it again, but since this is a tutorial and I don't want to abuse your free time pretending that you're actually learning something when I have to go back and fix it, I hate to do that shit. But let's see if I can. It will still take a whole lot of time. Yeah, it takes too long to do that, to select everything. And this one doesn't work either. Maybe it's a little faster. But I also have this area here, which is gonna fuck up the game if I'm trying to slap a certain shader. So I cannot do that either. Maybe this way. So I have a face selected right on top and then below. So this one doesn't work either. What to do, what to do. But this is gonna work. Yeah, this may be a better solution. How fun is this? Watch me select stuff in Blender. Yippee. But if you insist on having two shaders, two colors for the main mesh and for the area where the vehicle gonna be traveling, the tarmac or whatever you want to call it, that's what you gotta do. That's what you gotta do. Got some stuff left in here. Like so. What's going on in here? Oh, we good. And select and assign. And now we have two colors. We got the tarmac and we got the surrounding that's supposed to be a different type of concrete or different type of texture. And we can make this a lot blacker, a lot darker. What's going on in here? What the fuck? Just remove that. There you go. Nothing major. All right, all right. Now, of course, the details, as in decals and arrows, roads, markings, and auto text that turn left or the whatever, for the roundabout or whatever. You can add it in here with the different image, different mesh. And let's duplicate this stuff. Exactly 180, and then yeah, it's plenty of space. It looks semi-realistic. I wish I had the time to do it properly and have this beveled like that, or at least the bottom, and create more detail. But that's what we have time for, because I'm pretty sure I'm close to 1 hour now on this. Control J to join, and then add the welds. I'm gonna do very small. Double checking that we got. No, I haven't. Because we haven't applied the modifier, you blind fuck. So we need more welds. So this one is not merged. There you go. No, it is. A little bit of a distortion here, but that adds to the realism. We're just gonna leave it the way it is. Well, what we got here? Control X. So we are at 13,000 now, and we do not have mesh. We don't have collisions yet. So we're gonna get close to 30,000. And you don't want to be that close. Oh, I found you. I got you. I got you. That's fine. That's the realism. Like that. Alrighty. Bada bing, bada boom. We're gonna create the collisions now. And spawn the motherfucker in game and play. Alright, so we are at Sollumz, drawable, convert, this is not a valid material, so go to collisions, concrete, create collision material. Everything is going to be concrete. We're not going to be creating different materials. We don't have time for that. And export. $26,000, $27,000. Bada bing, bada boom. I think I should fix the UV maps on this, huh? Because look, it's all stretched. Should I fix that stuff? Let's do it. Cube. Because fuck me, huh? Blender. I cannot, I'm out of zoom. Alright. Then and that was the dark, and we're gonna do select. It's gonna be reset cube NS. Out of zoom again. Resize. All right, let's reduce some of the values in here because it's gonna look ridiculous. Wetness 0.01, bumpiness 0.2, spec 0.05, spec 0.05, Fresnel 0.5, and the same for this 0.1, 0.2, spec 0.02, All right, and export it one more time. Sometimes Sollumz fails to export if there's already a mesh with the same name. So basically manually removing that. And export. Let's change the vertex colors, huh? So it doesn't glow at night. So it's from 2.159. So it's a bit bigger. But it's not gonna glow at night. You can barely see it. Now you can see it better. But it's not gonna be all orangey. Alright, let's do... We're gonna be using the same files from the previous tutorial because the Y map, the manifest and the Y type is pretty much the same. The height, the size of the mesh changed, but not by much. And I don't want to take the time to redo that stuff. And it's gonna look okay. It's gonna work. Let me pause so I can start the server and then come back shortly. Ignore the text on the screen. It's just some debug stuff. I've been working on some nodes. And I needed to do something to tell me what the fuck those are. So here we go. Here we go. Fucking glorious. Look at it. As I said, just like a science fiction movie. Oh, I put that too low. God damn it. What an asshole, that seagull. I think I kind of destroyed the texture for the ground. But I'm pretty happy with it. If you sit next to it, you can still jump over but it's not extreme. Again, just to avoid adding too many, increasing the geometry for no reason. And yeah, the Marshall is wider than the bus. No, not in the water. Look at it. Pretty nice, huh? All right. I don't know what to do with this now because I don't just want to delete it. I'm using it in different scenario. I really don't know how to do with it. Maybe I can next video I'm going to be adding decals for the grounds and do a better job at texturing. Looks the texture is there, but it's very tiny. But yeah, it's quite big. Look at that. Right, see you on the next one. Bye.